Good afternoon, Scouters. Mr. Dan here. We're going to be talking about the Wilderness Survival Merit Badge. I'm using the 2019 printed edition, so this is January 2021. This is the most current manual at the time of this video. I'm going to specifically be talking about requirement number 5, which states, put together a personal survival kit and explain how each item in it could be useful. Now, the principles behind a survival kit are the same, whether you have a survival kit in your car, you have a survival kit for hiking, you live near the coast on the East Coast, and you've got hurricanes and stuff like that. The survival kit principles are all pretty much the same. You need some things. You need things that are going to help you to survive. Now, on page 12, it kind of talks about a survival kit. 13 gives you a couple of items that might go in your survival kit. 14 talks about GPS and phones for figuring out where you are. And 15 and 16 talk about using clothing as a survival. Well, for that, we're going to talk about that later. Right now, I want to talk about the actual survival kit. Now, page 13 talks about the 10 essentials: duct tape, whistle, signal mirror, thin wire, garbage bags, and fishing lures. That's the only thing it goes into detail on. That's pretty generic. So in this video, I'm going to break it down just a little bit more for you. Back in 1991 to 94, I was an active duty Marine, and I was an instructor at the Marine Corps Mountain Warfare Training Center, Bridgeport, California. And we taught survival. And one of the things we taught was survival kits. There's 4 criteria for a survival kit. You need fire starting, food gathering, water gathering, and signaling. And anything else is extra. Those are comfort items. So we're going to talk about those 4 items and some things that will help you pick your kit. Now, your kit can be as big as you want, or it can be as little as you want. Remember, when backpacking and carrying gear everywhere, there's an old Marine Corps rule in the infantry, and that was ounces make pounds, and pounds break your back. So you want to kind of have it travel light, and everything you pick, you want it to be versatile. It's used for more than one item. So we're going to go ahead and rotate the camera down now, and we're going to talk about our first criteria, which is fire starting. First one a lot of people carry is a lighter. Hey, that's really good, but the red part you push down after you flick it and you hold the butane? A lot of times in your kit, things will press on that and then the butane comes out. Now, I carry mine in a Ziploc baggie, but I've also taken the time to wrap some duct tape around it, because duct tape is great. Duct tape, I can take that off. If I've got a cut, I can use it as a bandage. Oh, I ripped my clothes. I can use it to repair my clothes. I can use it for a lot of different things. So having some duct tape around is not bad. In addition, do you know that duct tape is flammable? I can rip this duct tape into little strips and I can light it with the lighter to start a fire. Okay, because it'll burn and that'll get my grass and my other tinder on fire. So that's what I'm carrying with my lighter, but I duct tape it so that the red lever doesn't go down and I don't lose the butane for when I need it. Another method, waterproof matches. Okay, these are just regular thick wooden matches, and the strike part has a light wax coating on it so that you can still light them even though they may be wet. So waterproof matches are a great thing to have. Using flint and steel. There are a lot of different ones out there. Here's a high-speed one I picked up for like $6 or $7, and it's got a striker rod in it. And you push down on it, and then you put strikes, and it sends the sparks into whatever you're starting to fire with. Another one I picked up for like $3. It has a striker and the magnesium rod, or the flint rather. They're real small, so I just used a neck lanyard to put them on, but they're another type of flint and steel. As a Cub Master, I used to give out flint and steels all the time, and they came with a striker on them, a blade, a piece of metal that worked great. because you could scrape off the magnesium into your cotton balls, and of course take it off, and then you could also strike there. So these were great ones. Things that you could put them to. So in our troop 445, Altoid can most often is what we use, but we have the scouts get a metal tin and fill it with cotton balls or even dryer lint. And then we put it in the metal tin, and I tell the scouts put that in a Ziploc. Okay? This is what I've carried since the mid-1990s. It works great. I don't have as much as what the scouts do, but it works for me. And this is an old earplug case that you would see the soldiers used to carry their earplugs in the Army. Well, the Marines, we never did. All right, but we found a better use for these. Instead of using earplugs, we filled them with cotton balls, and we used that in our fire starting material. What we would do is take the cotton ball, we'd spurt it out real thin, we'd put the magnesium shavings on it, and then we'd use the flint to put a spark down in there, which would start your fire, and then while the cotton ball was burning, that's when you'd start putting grass on. We're going to be doing fire starting a little bit later today in a separate part of the video. Other things you can use. 9-volt battery, because you can actually, with the 9-volt battery, you can use some steel wool and start a fire, and then you put grass on that, and then tinder, other tinder, kindling, and then your fuel to start a fire. I also use heat tabs. This is from the 1960s through the 80s. The military used these, and you put a spark on this, you break it up, loosen it up, put a spark down in there, and it starts a fire. And then you pile your grass, your tinder, your kindling on it, and that's your fire starting materials. Okay? A lot of different things. Now, with the flint and rod, if you don't have, a lot of people carry a pocket knife. That's great. What you want to do is make sure the pocket knife, the back of the tandem, is flat. Okay? Because you're going to use that to bring your rods up. And we'll show you that when we actually start the fires here a little while later today. So now we're going to move from fire starting to food gathering. Okay? Thinking about food, I'm getting thirsty. By the way, 445, pack 445, I'm using your coffee cup you gave me. All right, food gathering. So I can use 550 cord for snares and things like that. I carry 100 foot of 550 cord because I use it to build shelters. I can use it for snares. But I don't use it for the actual snare where the animal's going to go in. Because a squirrel or a rabbit just turns around and they chew up on the cord and then away they go. So I carry snares. Okay, snare wire, and I look and see where the animals are going up and down the trees, and then I hook up the snare wire so they go through, they get caught in the wire, and then using different trap systems I know, away they go, and they're dangling from the wire, and above the wire is my cord going up to the branch that's holding that animal off the ground till I come collect him and have it for my dinner. If I don't use 550 cord, I also carry a full spool of 15-pound test fish line. By having so much fishing line, this helps me to build shelters, but also if I'm not using the 550 cord with the snare wire, which often I use the fishing line with this because it's harder for the animals to see, and that's a multi-use tool. I've been carrying this since 1991. It's a government issue fishing kit. In it, I have a fishing instruction booklet, which I really don't need. I know how to fish. A case. It's got 8 assorted fly hooks, treble hooks, straight shank hooks, leader packets, 18-pound test line, 50 foot of it, 63-pound test line, 50 foot of it. My plan is to use the 18-pound and 63-pound test line as for survival shelters, and I'm going to use this thinner 15-pound for my snares. And it's got different types of lures. And I also carry a double-edged fixed blade knife. Why do I carry this? Because I'm going to find a straight branch, and I'm going to take this 550 cord off that I've got tied around the handle, and I'm going to tie this to a walking stick, a branch, and now I have a spear that I can use for hunting. I can use it oh, there's a big fish. I might be able to use this to spear a fish. Or, worst case scenario, if a predator's out there, I can use that spear to help defend myself from wild animals. So these are your food gathering materials. Now let's talk water gathering. I carry in mine, because I always carry water bottles, so water bottles work great. But I also carry big gallon-sized Ziploc baggies. Now I use the freezer ones because they're thicker and they hold water better and they don't leak as much, okay? So I use the freezer ones because I can carry those up in my water bottle, and I can carry those back to my campsite where I've got my metal pot, and I can boil that water to make sure that I'm not getting giardia or other things that might make me sick. So water gathering can be something as simple as the water bottle you carry every day, Ziploc baggies. With my water gathering material, I keep a water purification straw in a Ziploc baggie, and in that same bag, I also keep water purification tablets. That way, you know what, I'm really thirsty, and I'm 3 miles from my camp. I need water now. I don't have time to hike back an hour, hour and a half to my camp and boil it. So I carry these as well. And we'll talk about this really cool water bottle survival kit here in a few moments that my oldest son Ryan carries. This is his survival kit, and we're going to take a peek at what that first class scout carries here in just a little bit. The fourth criteria: I have my fire starting, I have my food gathering, I have my water gathering. Now I'm going to do signaling. Okay? Signaling is something that you can be seen. Here's a small signal mirror. Where's my son? There it is.
What did you drop?
Oh, it's right here. It's okay. So I have a signaling mirror. Okay? But do you think this works? You
Yeah.
think this little mirror works? Let's find out. Oh, wait, are you blinded? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, my signal mirror works just fine. You can also use the screen of your phone. Now, how you do that is you make a V and you aim where you want, and then you shine the light so it's on your hand, and then you move it, and then wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, that's a little high. That's a little high. That's a little high. Right there. Right there. It's on Charlie's forehead, and now it's on your screen. All right? Signal mirrors are great. This little signal mirror, I haven't had too long. It was given to me as a gift, and I carry it in my hiking pack. There are stories from in the ocean. People 70, 100 miles away, you know, they see what they think is a plane and they're signaling. But 70, 100 miles away, pilots seeing this and saying, hey, something's not right, and going investigating, and people have been found that were lost at sea. So a signal mirror is a great thing, especially if I can get on high ground, like the top of those mountains back there. This signal mirror can be used to signal people from a long distance away. Other visual. I went down to a surplus store and I bought these old pin flares. All right, never been used. I checked to make sure the primers had never been used. Okay, and you could just put them on a pin flare and shoot a flare straight up in the air. Now, I've seen some survival shows where people use these flares and they shot them to start a fire. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And here's the reason why. The propellant in here is designed to send this up a half mile in the air. So if I shoot it on the ground next to my feet, it's going to bounce all over the place, ignite the flare, and now I might be hurt, I might be burnt, and I'm trying to outrun a forest fire. So make sure you're using the thing for what it's for. So signal flares, they go up, they can be seen a long way. Also from the surplus store, is I bought a strobe. This works off 2 AA batteries, and it just flickers. And it will last, these batteries, I've tested them, will last almost 20 hours. That means for 3 nights while I'm sleeping and it's dark, this is flickering. People go, what is that? And they could come find me. Okay? So I have a, there. Audio, I want to be heard. So I have a whistle. So remember, Scouts, oh, my dogs didn't like that. They just ran for the house. All right. So 3 whistle blasts, 3 of anything, 3 rifle shots, 3 whistle blasts, 3 loud noises is an indicator of, hey, I'm in trouble and I need help. Okay? This has a carabiner on it. This hangs on my pack strap for my hiking pack. So it's always really close. In case I fall and get hurt, I can just reach up and blow 3 times, wait a couple moments, blow 3 times, and that will bring people into me. Another visual is I have a big old air panel. On one side it's orange, fluorescent orange, the other side is fluorescent pink. And it's a big panel that's like this. So I can use that, put 2 sticks, and I can use it as a flag. Or I could just put it on the ground with rocks, so when the helicopters are going over looking for me, part of search and rescue, hey, there's something fluorescent orange down there, or fluorescent pink. So we need to go find out what's going on over there. So your 4 criteria again are fire starting, food gathering, water gathering, and signaling. Those are what you need for your survival kit. But you like to be comfortable while you're out there in a survival situation, right? So let's talk about some comfort items. In addition, you already saw my double-sided knife. I carry another knife, which is a small Tonto. I just got this from another Marine. He carried this in Afghanistan, so I'm honored to have a knife that was carried in Afghanistan. I went to Iraq twice. I never went to Afghanistan. So a fellow Marine knife that he carried in Afghanistan, I'm honored to carry now. And I use that. It's a great utility knife for chopping wood, making shelter. I've wrapped it in 550 cord. I've got a little stringer so it can hang on my belt, and I've got enough 550 cord so I could tie it down, strap it to my leg so it's not flopping. But I can also use all that 550 cord to help build a shelter.
No such thing as too much 550 cord.
Never too much 550 cord. That's on my senior drill instructor plaque when I left there as well. For the senior drill instructor who believed you can never have too much 550 cord.
Wow.
I have a pocket knife that has a couple of blades on it, but it also comes with a fork and spoon so I can eat comfortably. I have a small skinning knife. Small blade, serrated, curved, but it's really nice for skinning any game that I might catch. I've got it bungee corded because the plastic clip broke, but it's still a phenomenally awesome knife, so I use it. We already know about heat tabs because I carry those in there. I have in my main camping pack, I always carry one of these. It's 9 days of food. Yeah, okay. And each one of these cubes has enough calories, about 4,000 calories per cube, and I can make broth and stuff like that with it, and I can chew on them like a granola bar. There's a lot of different ways you can use this, but that's 9 days of food. Chem lights. I don't like wasting my batteries on my flashlights, so I use chem lights for inside my survival shelter. In addition, I could tie that 550 cord to it, maybe 4 foot, and I could do like a helicopter rotary, and now I've got the chem light going like this at night. People are like, what's going on over there? Let's go find out, and they can rescue me. Remember we talked about duct tape for using it as a band-aid or fixing my torn clothes? I also carry a needle and thread for sewing up my clothes. I carry a little poncho. I carry a pop-out flop hat if I lose my hat. I still need to protect. I mean, bald is beautiful, but sunburned bald is painful. So I want to make sure I have a hat on to protect my head. Okay? Got the poncho. I carry a lot of alcohol wipes. Clean, but also because the alcohol is flammable and I can help with fire starting. 550 cord we know about. I carry Gerber tools, Leathermans. I carry a mini Leatherman in my hiking pack, and I carry a Gerber tool on my main pack. I carry Vaseline pads. Got a little tear there. You can see where it's been burnt. I made a little tear. I pulled up the Vaseline pad, and I lit it, and I have a candle. So now I have a candle for at night for light inside my shelter. But what I also have is a candle going, so if the fire goes out, I've got a candle. I can use that to help restart my fire. I carry this. This stays in my hiking pack for me to put on and carry on my waist. In it, I have a Leatherman tool. I have a flint and steel. Come here. I have a flint and steel on there. And I also carry have, that I've had since 1991. Here is an old survival signal mirror, and it's all carried right there on my belt. And I've got my fire starting and everything there. Because I believe in leave no trace, in my hiking pack, I have a small camping shovel pick. All right, because you know when you got to go number 2 in the woods, you got to bury it. But also, this is a nice comfort item because I can dig traps. I can use it chopping branches and stuff for survival. Your kit is going to be what you want to make of it. So let's look back over at Ryan's kit. Ryan is a first-class scout, almost at the star rank. This is his survival kit. What's he got? First off, he's got a little bivy sleeping bag. So he's got something to keep him warm. He's got hand sanitizer, one to keep his hands clean, but also he can squirt this hand sanitizer on grass and stuff, and the alcohol in it, if the hand sanitizer is got 90% alcohol or more, then that's a good fire starter. It helps with fire starting. Well, he's got water gathering because he's got the water bottle. He's got an Altoids container. This is what the older scouts in our troop carry, and it's jam-packed full of cotton balls or dryer lint to help with fire starting. He has a chapstick, one for his lips, but also he takes that chapstick and he spreads it on the cotton ball. It will help it to keep from burning as quickly when trying to start a fire. Oh, hey, he must have saw my class. He carries a lighter with duct tape on it as well. Did I mention that you can light the duct tape and it can help you catch your tinder on fire? So that's a good thing as well.
Yes, you did.
And if I mention it again, it means it's important. He also carries a survival whistle. This is a real cool little gadget, all right? You got a loud whistle. But you also have a compass. Now the compass isn't all that, but that's okay because inside, oh, he's got waterproof matches, okay? Flint and steel. Ziploc baggies for water gathering. Oh wait, there's a water purification straw. Oh, there's more matches. And he's got his water purification tablets. All of that fits in his water bottle, sealed up in his pack. The stuff I carry in my hiking pack goes in this bag. So again, it's as big or little as you want to make it. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick camera move. We're going to do a pause. And then we're going to talk. My granddaughter Charlotte, the Tenderfoot Scout, is going to show you, and we're going to build upon it from there. But this way you see, what's a scout carrying? You saw what the first class carries. Let's go check out what a Tenderfoot carries. See you in a moment.